Right now, two groups of people are having an argument that gets louder every time the world feels uncertain. One group says, buy gold. It has survived every empire, every war, every currency collapse in human history. It was money before governments existed, and it will be money after the last government falls. The other group says, buy Bitcoin. It is digital gold, scarcer than gold, more portable, impossible to confiscate, impossible to inflate. The future doesn't care about the past. Both groups are absolutely convinced they are right. And both are, in different ways, asking the same question humans have asked in every crisis since the beginning of recorded history. When everything falls apart, what do I hold on to? To answer that honestly, we need to go back. Not to last year, not to 2008. We need to go back to Amsterdam in 1637. In the winter of 1636, a single tulip bulb sold for more than a skilled craftsman could earn in a year. Not a tulip in bloom, a bulb, underground, invisible, a promise of a flower that had not yet appeared. The Dutch had developed a futures market in tulip bulbs, contracts to buy bulbs for spring delivery. Prices had been rising for years. Everyone knew someone who had made a fortune. Sailors, chimney sweeps, and weavers were trading their life savings for bulb contracts, certain that prices would keep climbing. Then, in February 1637, buyers stopped showing up. No single event caused it. No war, no plague, no government decree. Just the quiet, collective realization that the price of a flower had lost all connection to any underlying reality. Within weeks, bulbs that had sold for thousands of guilders were worthless. Fortunes evaporated overnight. What tulip mania teaches us is not that people are foolish. It teaches us that in times of easy money and rising confidence, any asset, no matter how beautiful or absurd, can become a vehicle for speculation. And when confidence breaks, it breaks fast. Now move forward 300 years to Germany in 1923. The Weimar Republic was printing money to pay war reparations. Prices were doubling every few days. By November, $1 was worth 4.2 trillion German marks. Workers were paid twice a day so they could spend their wages before inflation ate them. People burned banknotes for heat because the paper was worth more as fuel than as currency. What held its value? Gold, land, foreign currency, physical things governments could not print. Families who had converted their savings into gold before the collapse survived. Those who trusted the mark were ruined. This is why Germany, to this day, is one of the most inflation-averse nations in the world. The memory of 1923 is not academic. It is inherited. Gold has an extraordinary quality. It does not care which dynasty is printing its currency, which empire is rising or falling, which ideology is in power. It is the same gold that paid Roman soldiers, filled Spanish galleons, and backs central bank reserves today. Its value is not declared by governments. It is recognized by them, which is a very different thing. Bitcoin's advocates argue it shares this quality. Fixed supply. Only 21 million will ever exist. Decentralized. No government can print more. Portable. You can move $1 billion across a border with a password. These are serious arguments. They are not wrong. But Bitcoin has a history of 30 years. Gold has a history of 5,000. And the question that matters in a crisis is not which asset has better technical properties. It is which asset the person on the other side of the transaction will accept without hesitation when the world is frightened and the internet may be down. That question has been answered repeatedly across centuries. Gold is the answer that has always worked. Bitcoin may become that answer. For a generation raised entirely in the digital world, it already is. But we are still in the early chapters of that story. And the tulip traders of 1637 were also convinced they had found something new, different, and permanent. The honest answer is this: in a genuine crisis, the kind where governments fall and currencies die, gold's track record is unmatched. Bitcoin's is promising but young. Anyone who tells you otherwise is selling you something. I'm Pecunia historian. The history of money is the history of everything.